Among the worst effects of capitalism in America is our healthcare system. The United States does not have a uniform health system nor universal healthcare coverage. Instead, we are dominated by privatized healthcare. We as Americans pay the highest drug prices in the world, and it's no secret as to why that is. Privatized healthcare industry has convinced the general population that if the United States were to adopt policies bringing drug prices in line with other advanced nations, then drug companies would be forced to cut spending on research and development. Yet, in recent years, the price for drugs has only soared higher, even as innovation in the pharmaceutical industry has slackened. Not only that, but the number and effectiveness of drugs have both declined since the 1960s. How is America managing to get the worst of all worlds when it comes to drugs? The answer? Monopoly. The drug industry is one of the worst offenders when it comes to marketing up their products. This is in part because of U.S. government patent laws that incentivize monopolization, higher prices, and less innovation. But what is a monopoly? A monopoly occurs when a supplier has exclusive possession of a good for which there are no close substitutes. Any new producers are prevented from entering the market. This legal right to a good is granted by patents, which are controlled and distributed by the U.S. government. Patents also ensure that there will be no interference from others who wish to replicate, use, or sell the goods in question. Most patents are valid for 20 years, although there are circumstances where exceptions are made to extend a patent's life. Unlike in competitive firms, monopolies don't have a supply curve. They maximize their profits by setting marginal revenue equal to marginal cost. In a monopoly, this is always less than price, since a monopoly has a downward sloping demand curve. The marginal revenue curve will lie below the demand so long as the profit is greater than marginal revenue, profit being total revenue minus total cost. After a patent expires, generic drug companies are allowed to make their own versions of the drug. This comes with an average price decrease of 30 to 50% due to more supply entering the market, although drug prices are still manipulated through lack of price transparency. The following chart compares research and development spending with prescription sales, where we can clearly see a significant price differential. Now, let's look at one of the most prominent examples of monopoly in the pharmaceutical industry, insulin. Insulin is a natural hormone that we create in our bodies, but individuals with type 1 diabetes require additional insulin to regulate their blood sugar. Even so, patients with type 2 diabetes may also require insulin injections. Roughly 30 million diabetics are at the mercy of pharmaceutical companies. Eli Lilly, Sanofi, and Novo Nordisk collectively possess 99% of all insulin. The most commonly used forms of analog insulin cost 10 times more in the US than in any other developed country. Inability to afford insulin is the main cause of diabetic ketoacidosis, a life-threatening complication of diabetes. The manufacturers of insulin know that patients who need it will spend whatever it takes to acquire it, regardless of price. It is a matter of life and death. Currently, the average retail price of insulin stands between $175 to $300 a vial, with most patients needing 2 to 3 vials monthly. To conclude, monopolies in the pharmaceutical industry demonstrate a fatal flaw in U.S. government patent policies. These policies allow drug companies to collude with one another and set any price they desire at the expense of the buyers. Monopolies pose a threat to the free market that America prides itself on, leading to backlash and suffering for those who cannot afford medications that are essential to their well-being. My name is Tom, and this is Monopoly in the pharmaceutical industry.